Welcome to the Complete Boomi Bootcamp 2026, Episode 5, Process Call. Our agenda for today is Data Process Step, Decision Step, Clean Step, Process Call, and Next Steps. Data Process Step. Welcome back to our demo process. We are now have a look at the data process step. So what is the data process step? To manipulate document data with your process, use the data process step. This step provides multiple options for data manipulation, like splitting or combining documents and zipping or unzipping data. You can add one or more processing steps, which execute according to the sequential order and operate on the data output from the previous processing step. As you can see here, the default processing step is search and replace, but we have plenty of other processing steps. For example, base 64 decode, encode, character decode, encode, combine documents, custom scripting, split documents, PGP encrypt, PGP decrypt, XSLT transformation, and many more. As you can see, we can have multiple processing steps and we can configure them differently. But I think for this demonstration, we will focus just on one or let's say two processing steps. Here you can see we also can remove the processing steps like this. So we have our two sample messages. I will detach them for now and park them here in this area. And let's create another message. I think we will need some more data for this demonstration. I prepared some sales data indeed. I think I can show you the data quickly. Let's copy the data I prepared. It's a CSV file I created with some sales data. So I just paste them in the message step. That will quickly show you the CSV file. So here we have the purchase order date, the currency, the buyer ID, and you can see there are some fields that are blank intentionally. We have description, we have the quantities, and we have the unit of measure with one blank field for demonstration. So I'll connect the sales data in this process like this. Configure. So the first processing step is I think let's configure the processing step search and replace to replace the currency PHP. So I highlighted these two rows. So here in the field text to find, you type in PHP, it's pretty straightforward, and replace it with euro, for example. Search option would be entire document at once. I would add another stop step here because I would like to test this data process step. I think if you click on the plus sign here, you also can add the steps like this. It's getting a little bit messy here. I try to arrange the steps so that you can see the process better. Now let's test the process. My expectation is that the string or the currency PHP, which occurred two times, is replaced by euro. And if you check now, at first glance, I cannot see the PHP currency anymore. But I think I will quickly search for PHP just to make sure that this string does not occur anymore in our message. So I type in PHP and yeah, the string does not occur in our message anymore. So the data process step here just works as expected. Let's configure one more processing step. Let's have a look what we can do. You see there are 20 rows. And now I think I would like to split the message so that we have 20 different documents. Yeah. So therefore the processing step now is split documents. Profile type is the flat file because CSV file is a flat file. And for the split options, we just split by line because currently we do not have a profile for that. And let's try option remove first line as column headers. Or no, let's take the other one, retain the first line as column headers. So my expectation would be that we now get 20 different documents, each of them with an extra line for the field names, for the headers. As you can see in the test results, in the step source data, we do have multiple documents now. Just looking into it, then you see on the top we have the headers and one line for the values. This would be one document. Just open up another document. Again, you have the header line and one line for the values. Okay, so this processing step also seems to work as designed. Just checking. the line. Here is a blank buyer ID, and you have the currency CNY. This is this one. Okay. Here another document. It's all the same. One line for the headers and one line for the values. So let's test the other option, remove first line as column headers. Just want to, because I'm curious, just want to check what test result we get. So now we remove the first or the line with the headers. And my expectation now is that we still have the multiple documents, 20 of them, but this time without the headline, the headers. Yeah. So just the values for now. Just save the process. Decision step. Now let's create a decision step. I will connect the decision step like this and move the rest of the steps so that I have more space for this demo. Okay, I think this will be sufficient. Now I can rearrange manually the steps. So we have the start step, the sales data message step, the data process step, and decision step. So there's a first value we can configure. We will have the profile element and select the flat file for this. We need to create a new profile for the sales data. And for this, we have to select the root record in order to be able to import the flat file. Just have a look, because I'm not sure how which delimiter is active in the CSV file. I think it's a comma, but I just want to make sure. So by default, the delimiter is not the comma. So I have to set up the comma delimiter. Also use the column headers, and text qualifier would be, I think, double quote. Just checking. Now I can upload, I selected the sales data CSV, and as you can see, we now have the required fields like purchase order data, currency, buyer ID, description, quantity, and unit of measure. Just quickly check the elements. or the data type. Here, the by ID is character, description, character also okay, quantity, unit of measure. Seems to be okay. So as the element, we select the currency because I want to compare the currency with a static value. So the type is, we leave it here as default static and select PHP. So we look into the currency and it's not equal to PHP. That means if it's not PHP, then the documents should be hitting the true branch. I think. Let's just test it. So it hit the true branch. Let's have a look at the step source data. Yeah. It's euro, it's not PHP. But here I would have expected that two documents hit the false branch because of the value PHP. So I'm just checking why. It's euro, CNY, it's the currency, VRL. Six, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. It's 20 documents. So there was no filtering. That's strange. I wonder why. Just checking again. It's not equal to, PHP. This is the right element. Test it again. But that makes no sense. Yeah, the result is the same. I think there's something is missing. Okay. See, here is just one document. And okay, I think in the data process step, I just search and replace PHP, and yeah. Okay, that makes no sense. That makes no sense. So I have to select another static value because the document wouldn't contain PHP at all. So let's take CNY. So we're looking at the currency values, and if the value is not CNY, then the documents will be forwarded to the true branch. What makes sense? Now I just check is equal to, and my expectation would be that I have one document in the true branch now with this configuration. So we look at the currency field, and if this field has the value equals to CNY, then the true branch should be hit, but yeah. Okay, we have many documents in the false branch, but none in the true. Like just 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, still 20, still 20. So that did not work, but why? Why did it not work? So let's have a look at the first value. Flat file profile, currency, and these are the fields. I get it. I think, yeah, let's check this one. I have an idea why this is not working. So currency is correct. Profile element equal to some setting up the static value CNY. But I think it has something to do with the profile, with the flat file profile. Yeah. The decision step routes documents based on a true-false comparison of two values. Let's have a look at the data process step. I'll test it again, but I think does not provide the result I'm expecting. I'm expecting one document in the true branch. But we have 20 documents in the false branch. Okay. Did you see that? The documents do not have a headers line, and the profile we are using, the flat file profile we're using, has of course the fields. Yeah, so we have to reconfigure the data process step, specifically the second processing step. You can see it. There's no header line. Here's the document with the CNY currency. And that is exactly the one document I would like to have in the true branch. So let's look at the split documents step. And here I return first line as column header, so that the documents have the column, the headers line. Test it again. Yeah, and now we have something in the true branch. Let's check which document is there. Yeah, and as expected, the document with the CNY currency is now in the true branch. So the flat file profile has to match with the document structure. Now we have the headers line in each document. Check again. CNY. Yeah, correct. Clean step. Just a quick check. Rename this decision step so it's obvious what this decision steps performs. Currency is CNY, and yeah, we now can create the clean step for demonstration. The clean step. The clean step enables you to validate document field values and either repair or reject the document before further processing. As a profile type, we select the flat file of our sales data, and a profile tree is showing up with the fields we have. It is often helpful to use a clean step before a map step, so that invalid values can be corrected before potentially causing errors while mapping. That makes sense, okay? So let's connect the cleans step here, because in the false branch there should be 19 documents flowing through, or flowing through this false branch. And just for now, we have some stop steps and connect them to the so-called clean and rejected branch. I still don't know how this clean step works, so we just test the process. My expectation is that at least the 19 documents are flowing into the false step. It's flowing to the false step and then into the clean step, and we have no document that is rejected. So somehow we have to set up the criterias in order to reject some documents. Let's look at the sales data profile, the flat file profile. And here you can set up some things. For example, we have an option here if a field is mandatory or not. You have, for example, the enforce unique checkbox, field length validation. Oh, that was my PowerPoint. Yeah, this is here the sales data CSV file. And for example, we have the buyer ID where some values are blank intentionally. Then we have the quantity. And I just highlight two values because they are only two digits. So the length is 2. The other values are 3. I think we can try to set that up. So the buyer ID should be mandatory. Field validation. Yeah. Minimum or the min length should be 5, greater than 0. For the max length, I don't know what is 0, or should I? I think I will just go with 30. Max length is equal 30. And for the quantity, should also be mandatory. But this time I want to have exactly 3 digits, so that everything what is under value 100 should be rejected. Min and max length in this case is the same, just to make sure that it's exactly 3 fields. And unit of measure should also be mandatory. I think try this one. Min length is 1. And this one is blank. Okay. So if you modify the flat file profile, this will reflect in the clean step, so that now you have some more options to decide what should happen. For example, if the buy ID is empty, then no repair reject document. That sounds good. Yeah. If empty, no repair reject document. Set a default value. Yeah, should we try this? Yeah, let's try. So if it's empty, we set a default value. What can we see? 6.2, for example. And now, yeah, let's just try. Let's test it. Oh, error. Test run for demo process you are attempting completed with the following errors. Input profile. It's happening in the decision profile. Invalid data element. Max length exceeded. For the... And it makes sense, because here in the currency, in the decision step, I will modify max length is 6. Does it make sense? Let's try if we can get rid of the error this way. Test it again. Again. Invalid data element. Mandatory element is empty. Buyer ID. Okay, and it's happening again in the decision. I think maybe it makes sense that we rearrange the steps. So my idea is that we put the cleans step right after the data process step. If I turn off the mandatory, I'm just curious. Let's try if this helps somehow. If it's not mandatory. Okay, then here the option for the mandatory elements is gone. But I think it's a better idea just to rearrange the step. So my idea is to put that right be after the data process. So the documents will pass the cleans step first. So we can turn on the mandatory options again, because I would like to make sure that these fields are mandatory so that we have clean data. And after the cleans step, we will have the decision step. So what makes sense? The documents which are clean should now be passed to the currency to the decision step. Here we can set a default. If the mandatory field is blank, then we have this buyer ID, a default value, and also for the quantity should be 17 if it's blank. So this way the buyer ID and the quantity should always be filled with a value. So we connect the clean branch with the decision step, like this, and I will test it again. So my expectation is that the documents will hit the clean branch of the clean step, and also let's have a look. There are 2 documents. Okay, I think that makes sense. So these are the rejected documents. Rejected because and here CNY. Yeah. So CNY was filtered. But again, the rejected branch has now 2 documents because the quantity is under 100, is only 2 digits. Yeah, that. Yeah, this is what we set up in the profile tree here. Has the required minimum length, and it's the length is 3 digits. That is because why we have 2 documents that are rejected. Process call. Now we have 2 parts of the process. One on the right side is the process as we develop it so far, and today we we developed the left side of the process. And now I would like to create another process to organize the new steps in, so that we have a process that we can call from our demo process. Yeah? So this process I will call demo sub-process, the new process. And I think I will go for the no data type. Yeah, like this. Then I will give it a name, demo sub-process. The idea is that I have a process that I can call from the demo process. Yeah? So demo process would call the demo sub-process. And for now, I will copy all these steps into the new demo sub-process. So I can use these steps there. Just copy and switch over the demo sub-process, paste it there, and connect the start step with the rest of the steps, rearrange it. And think I can remove all these steps. Yeah, just remove this. And also the other steps. You see we have these steps separately in the process. Just checking all the objects in the demo folder. I'll just quickly test if the subprocess works. Yeah, it works. So I create a process call here in order to call the subprocess. Give it a name, and here I can select which process I want to call. In this case, the demo subprocess. But something is strange. My expectation is that I somehow could connect the new demo subprocess with the rest. So maybe I have to delete these old steps, but still somehow I would like to connect this process called step with the rest. Wait for the process to complete. The process call step allows you to execute another process from within a process. The subprocessor call is considered a separate, distinct process execution. How can I connect these two? Let's look at the demo subprocess. Still working. And I would like to have this document back to the calling process. So I think I need some step that would somehow provide this document to the calling profile. So let's have a look at the steps. Execute steps, logic steps, return documents. This sounds good. Returns documents to the calling process. I think this is exactly what I need now. So we'll just create this one, return documents as display name, return documents to the calling process. So I guess I have to connect it here at the end, and then just save it. Oh, okay. The process call step change. It has now, now I can connect these two with each other. Quickly auto-arrange this. And let's test if this works. No, it's not working. Unexpected character. Unable to create XML files from data. The document may not be well formed. So what's happening? Let's look at the test result. This is a flat file. that is passed over to the XML to JSON map. Yeah, this can't work. So I think we have to use another map to map the flat file to the XML. Yeah, so let's create a new map in order to transform the flat file to an XML file. So CSV to XML, create a new map. In the map source we have the flat file, we have the sales data profile. Here we give it a name, CSV to XML, and on the destination map we have the XML profile, purchase order XML file. Yeah, now we have to do the mapping. So we have the purchase order date, the buyer ID, the description, the quantity. And now let's currency, document currency code. Okay. Here it is, document currency code. So the currency is mapped, and at last the unit of measure. Unit of measure here. Show mapping. So we have a red line that it's unit code. Okay. Then unit of measure to unit code. Where's this field? There it is. Add unit code. Mapping completed. So we can save the map. Outer range. Can test. So what is the test result? We have a test result. So it hit the first branch equals to P0017. Let's just quickly check the document. Yeah, that's the correct one. Let's see here. We dive into the demo subprocess. And check the return documents step. And here we see, yes, that's the document P00017. That makes sense. Great. That was the process call. Next steps. In episode 6, we have the agenda. Set up local runtime, disconnector, set properties, and the SFTP connector. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next episode.